Hey guys, it's Coach Elliott. Today we're going to be going over our next drop back pass. This play is called shallow. We call it shallow because of this route that the Y is running right here. He's on a shallow cross route. All right, we'll get right into it. All right, so this is out of 2x2 right. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Tail back on the right. The L and the R, the outside receivers for this one, at least in this formation, have mandatory outside releases or must routes. They must outside release. Get these corners to turn their hips and run. That's exactly what we want. We want these corners turning their hips and running with you. Take them out of the play. Um, why? You are running your shallow cross route. This shallow, we call this shallow because it is about as shallow as it comes. You should be so close to these linemen, you should be running this right on their heels. You should be able to slap them in the back as you're walking by, as you're, running by. So as we snap the ball, you're going to run, you're going to go right at their heels, you're going to run right across to the opposite sideline, and as soon as you cross that center's face, your eyes need to be turned to the quarterback ready to catch the ball. F on this particular play has the hunt route. We call it the hunt route because he is hunting for open grass. So most of the time, so this is a dig route or a hunt route. So really the difference between a dig and a hunt is a hunt, you're hunting for grass. You're settling up and finding space, just like in the settle up and noose drill that we run every single day. If there is grass, I want you to settle up and show your hands to the quarterback. Otherwise, if you've got guys on you, keep continuing with the crossing route. Okay, and then of course we've got our tailback on the shoot. So quarterbacks, how we read this. We're going to drop back, so we're going to get the ball. We're going to take a three-step drop, three-step, and we are reading this backside linebacker. What is he doing? F, on this play, it is very important that you get outside of him. We want him to turn his hips. We want that will backer to turn his hips and run with you. If he turns his hips and runs with the hunt, this shallow is going to be wide open with all of this grass to work with. That is a lot of grass to work with, and he's going to be wide open, and it's a very easy throw, and if we've got it, we're going to take it. If, however, this will backer, let's say he does not do that. Let's say he comes up and he hangs out in the flat. Then we're taking our three-step drop, we're hitching up, and we're looking for that hunt route right about here. If that hunt is not there, let's say the safety's in the way and the safety's buzzing over here, we're throwing the ball to the tailback. So the reads go the shallow to the hunt to the shoot. Very simple play. All right, let's move on to 2x2 left. Okay, moving on to 2x2 left shallow. Instead of the Y running the shallow like we did on 2x2 right, the F now runs the shallow. The Y has the hunt. The tailback still has his shoot. And the L and the R still have their mandatory outside releases. We're getting these corners to turn their hips and run. Important point. If you guys are just beating these guys left and right, you need to tell us, because if you are, then we can tag it and throw it deep on this. There's no rules against us throwing it deep to one of these. You aren't usually in the progression, but if we like our chances and we can get you guys on, just say a post, say we can run a post right here, we could tag that and that's when it's touchdown time. Okay, but back to the regular read. Quarterback snapping the ball. He's taking a three-step drop. Three steps. Three-step drop. And he is reading, what is this linebacker doing? The Y is coming outside the linebacker, and if that linebacker runs with the hunt route, we are throwing the ball right here to the shallow. Shallow, you're getting, it's just like the like the route is called, guys. You're as shallow as you possibly can be. You should be able to slap the lineman in the back as you are running past them. As soon as you cross the center's face, you need to turn and look for the football. Quarterbacks, it's real easy. Just put a little air under it. Doesn't have to be a bullet. Put a little air under it. Let him get to the ball, and he's got all kinds of daylight to work with. Especially if these guys are both bailing, there's no one here. It's going to be 15 yards before this safety can get to him. So we'll be in great shape if that's what happens. If, for instance, that does not happen and the Sam plays up in the flat, that is when quarterback is hitching and we're looking for the hunt. And that's where this most likely is going to be. You're going to turn, and that ball needs to be right about here. And Y receiver, it is no trouble for you to just settle up, find grass, just like we talk about every day, just like we practice every day. Find the grass, settle up, let the quarterback make an easy throw and get it to you. Otherwise, let's say this safety comes in, he's a ball hawk, he's a stud. If that happens, we've got the chute wide open. And I tell you what, guys, if this backer right over here, if he sees this shallow, I guarantee you, he's going to flow this way. This backer's going to flow this way. This backer's going to flow this way. Let me get my pen working here. That backer's going to flow that way. If we throw it out to this chute, he is going to be wide open, guys. There's going to be all kinds of space for him to do all kinds of damage. And we know our tailbacks, they're fast. They're a good group. So if our tailbacks can get that kind of space, we're going to make all kinds of yards, guys. All right, let's move on to 3x1. Okay, moving on to 3x1. The routes really don't change. The players running them do change a little bit. So with 3x1 right, the Y and the R on this side are both running mandatory outside releases. We're getting these guys to turn their hips and run with you. That's what we want. We want to get them out of the way. The F, he's got the shallow, and then the L receiver, he's squeezing in on this 3x1. He's cheating in, and he is now running the hunt. And guys, the read for this play right here, what is this cornerback doing? If this cornerback turns and runs with the hunt, throw the ball to the shallow. If the cornerback stays up over here, and he stays up in the flats, then we're looking for the hunt. Let's say that safety comes up and he's coming up here and he's getting in the way, making things cloudy for our quarterback. We still have the chute and there's nobody out there, guys. This play is about getting guys in space. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to get guys in space. F receiver, make sure with that shallow route, we need to be as close to those linemen as possible. Keep it as tight as we possibly can to that defensive line. Quarterback, three-step drop, 1, 2, 3. Nice, easy throw. Does not have to be a bullet. All right, guys, let's move on to 3x1 left. All right, moving on to our 3x1 left formation. Like 3x1 right, the two outermost receivers on the 3x1, so in this case the L and the F, have the mandatory outside releases. So for this one, we are getting these guys to turn their hips and run. And like we said earlier, if we want to tag this, if you guys are beating them, we can tag this and we can take a home run shot anytime we want to. So just let us know, and you let one of the coaches know that you're beating him. I would be more than happy to give you a shot down the field. All right. But let's say, for the sake of the argument, these guys got you covered, or they're just turning and running. You guys are doing your job. Okay, so back to the regular progression. So the quarterback is snapping the ball. He's taking a 3-step drop, 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and he is reading this cornerback now. What is this cornerback doing? If the cornerback, the R receiver, he's got to make sure he's running the hunt. He's got to make sure he gets outside of this cornerback. If the cornerback runs with the hunt, throw the ball to the shallow. Look at all the grass out here, guys. Look at all of this space. I can't even write on it. It's so big. Look at all of that grass. There's no one there to tackle him. A short, this is a 5-yard throw. We can have all of this. We can get a guy in that much space in 5 yards. We're doing it all day long. Wide receiver, nice and tight to the line. As soon as you pass the center's face, you need to turn your head and look for the ball. Our receiver still got the hunt. Let's get ahead of myself here. So, let's say this cornerback, instead of running with him, he stays put, he stays in the flat. If he stays in the flat, quarterback, we're hitching up, we're stepping up in the pocket, and we're looking on this hunt route. Our receiver, if you have space and you're open, get those hands up and settle up, just like in our drills, settle up and show your hands to the quarterback. Quarterback, deliver him a strike. That's a 10-yard gain right off the bat. If, however, that safety's getting in the way, let's say that safety isn't coming to help out with the go routes. If that safety is staying put and he's getting and muddying things up for us, just like the last plays, guys, we have our shoot. So we're reading this. 1, shallow, to hunt, to shoot. Real simple play. This is only out of 3x1 and 2x2. 3x1 and 2x2. We don't have this out of 2x1. Just like the other video, guys. Take your time. Watch this multiple times. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. Study each position that you want to play. The more positions you know, the more opportunities we have to get you in. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.